Hi, my name is David Gloria, and this is my wife, Jamie, my client. This is CAT 2 for Kinesiology 557 at Cal Baptist University. We are going to be taking a series of tests this time around, and the first thing we're going to be doing is blood pressure. We'll be looking for her systolic and diastolic numbers to give us a reading of her overall blood pressure. Per the video, Dr. Harvison's instruction, we found her brachial artery, and we went ahead and placed the cuff on in snug in the place that it should be. So we're going to go ahead and take that measurement now. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, so basically what I was looking for was the first kind of beat, so to speak, and that represents her systolic, and that was at 118, so pretty good systolic number there. And then the last beat that I heard as the meter was going down was 76. So we have a blood pressure reading of 118 over 76. This is actually the third time we've done this. For time's sake, I'm just taking the last time, but we want to get an average of all three of the tests that I've taken with her, and we'll go ahead and do that, which will reflect on the card that is submitted for this assignment. So Jamie's blood pressure through trial was 118 over 76. Okay, the next test that we're going to do is Jamie's body composition. And so we're going to do a 3-site test. We're going to be doing the tricep, the thigh, and the suprailiac. So we're going to be doing everything on the right-hand side. I have my Gulick tape measure. And so what we're going to do with this for the tricep test is measure from the top of the acromion, which is up here near the shoulder, and measure to the bottom of the elbow. I'm doing it in inches, and we get a measurement of 14. So what I'm going to do now is divide that by 2, which is 7, and that gives me my midpoint. So Jamie, if you want to hold here, it's good when your partner can help you out. I'm going to find 7 on the tape measure, make my mark, and then we're going to go ahead and perform the test, or the pinch actually. So I have my ancient calipers here, all right, and we're going to go ahead and take that reading. So we're going to go ahead and pinch, make sure we're not getting just the skin, make sure we're not getting the muscle. We have to pinch and find that happy medium where we're just getting the fat. Sorry, Jamie. Okay, so we have pinched, and now there is a reading, which is 15 millimeters. So for the tricep, we have a reading of 15 millimeters. This is our second time around, again, just due to time. So this is the second application here, 15 millimeters. Okay, the next site that we are going to test is the suprailiac. And so for that, once again, we take the Gulick tape measure here, and we basically find that inguinal crease, okay, right up here. And we're going to measure 2 centimeters diagonally. Okay, Jamie, go ahead and hold that here. 2 centimeters diagonally to make our mark. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and pinch, okay, a diagonal pinch. Okay, once again, we are going for fat, not muscle, and not just skin. So here we go. Very good. And we have a reading of 3 millimeters. Okay, the third and final site that we are going to do is the thigh. And so once again, Gulick tape measure, we're going to measure from the inguinal crease. Okay, Jamie, go ahead and hold here. Okay, and we're going to take that down, per the instruction on the video, to the superior region of the patella, right above the kneecap. And we get 16 inches. So once again, I'm going to find the halfway point, which would be 8. And I'm going to make my mark. So Jamie, hold there. Making my mark. Okay, put this away. And we're going to go ahead and take our pinch. Okay, last one of the day. Again, this is all our second time around. So Jamie does not have to do this anymore. And there we go. And we have 12 millimeters. Okay, 12 millimeters. So that is all 3 sites that we're doing for Jamie for this skin fold testing. And we will have the results of that via the card that I submit for my assignment. So we'll be going on to the next testing. Okay, for the next test, we are going to do girth measurement, which is waist and hip measurement. So for the waist measurement, what we're going to do with the Gulick tape measure, we are going to find the narrowest part of Jamie's waist, which appears to be right in here, this area. So we're going to measure in centimeters. We're going to go ahead and bring it around. Okay, we're not pulling tightly, just snug, but not too tight. Okay, and that gives us a reading of 65 centimeters. So that is the waist measurement. Okay, and for the last part of the girth measurement, we are going to be measuring the hips. And basically, to get that measurement, we look at the widest part of the hips, which would be measuring around the glutes. So we'll look something like this. We're going to start here. Okay. We're going to come around as so to get our measurement, and we have a measurement of 91 centimeters. So 91 centimeters would be Jamie's measurement for her hip. Okay, this is a sit and reach portion of our test. We had to get a little creative in the Gloria household. Our yardstick is MIA. Our tape measure, for whatever reason, didn't want to work. So we had to use I brought a little piece of wood, and I used the Gulick tape measure to give us some markers here. So I'm going to move the camera around. So there is the 15 inch spot. Okay, so my client, my wife, her heels are on that 15-inch spot. She's against the wall there. Okay, so if you look at, can I do this? We made some markers, inch markers on this little piece of wood here. Okay, so that is, and we're gonna go ahead and kind of film this way. There we go. So we're gonna keep the knees locked in, okay? No locking the knees. Heels are at the 15-inch mark, and we're not gonna bob up and down. And we're gonna take inhale, and then as we exhale, Jamie is going to slide her fingers across the wood and hit one of those benchmarks. Okay, so we'll open up her stance just a little bit. There we go. So Jamie, whenever you're ready, go ahead and inhale, and then as you exhale, reach forward, keep your hands. Okay, almost at about 25, but I want you to do, I don't want you to do that, I want you to do this. Okay, so your fingers aren't overlapping and going too far ahead. So we're gonna do it one more time. So go ahead, keep the knees straight, inhale deeply, keep the hands equally on top of each other, and go ahead and for that benchmark. And that is 25. So you got right about here, which is 25. I know, it's kind of hard to see, but I'll mark it. 25 on the sit and reach. Okay, the next thing that we are going to do is elbow flexion. We're going to get a angle degree of elbow flexion. So for that, we need to use a goniometer. This one is a little big, but I think we can still use it. So basically, we need to find an access point, which is the lateral epicondyle of her humerus. Okay, once I find that, I can go ahead and place the 0 axis on the goniometer. Okay, match it up there. Okay, this end of the goniometer is going to align with the radius. This is just going to align with the shaft of the humerus. Okay, so right now we're at 0 degrees flexion at the elbow. So if I had Jamie raise it, go ahead and Jamie flex and stop. Okay, here we are at about 38 degrees of elbow flexion. Okay, Jamie, go ahead and go a little more. Right there. If I have Jamie flex there, we're exactly at 90 degrees of elbow flexion. So let's just go ahead and finish off right about there. And now we finish at about 138 degrees of elbow flexion. Okay, though you can't see me, here I am. I am here. I just don't want to put my entire mug in the picture because that would be a very bad thing. But so here we go. We're going to do the left side. The other side was the right. So here's the right side. We're going to measure. I have my landmark, okay, lateral epicondyle, okay, and we're going to put that at the 0 axis. Let's see. Let's get this straighten out. Okay, so just raise just a little bit. Pull on. There we go. Okay, let's align this here with the humerus and here with the radius. Okay, Jamie, go ahead and flex slowly, 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 slowly. Okay, we're now about 90 there. We're adjusting here. And we are at about 133 degrees of elbow flexion. So a little bit of discrepancy or difference from the right to the left, but pretty much in the same ballpark. So that is the left side for elbow flexion. Okay, next we're going to use the goniometer to measure knee flexion. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to find our axis point, which is the lateral epicondyle of the femur. Okay, we find that. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and have Jamie go ahead and go into her knee flexion. Go ahead. Okay, bring it up as much as you can. Just keep the knee there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and palpate here. It's just easier for me to palpate that there. Okay, once I get that, I'm going to go ahead, keep this aligned with the femur, okay, the lateral side of the femur, and let's find our measurement. Is about 100 and let's see here. There we go. It's about 105 degrees of knee flexion. All right. Okay, now we are doing the left side. And we're already kind of in position. Okay, Jamie, keep it steady. Where's your final end? Right there?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything's in alignment. Okay, on our axis point. And the degree is about 103 on the left side. Okay, so 103 degrees of knee flexion on the left side. Okay, we are just about finished with our CAP 2 assignment. We are now going to do our last test, which is flexion at the hip. And so we're going to find our axis or point or fulcrum point, and that's basically going to be the greater trochanter of the femur. Okay, so once I find that, Jamie, go ahead and flex at the hip. Okay, we're going to bring that goniometer. It's about the midline of the lateral femur, and that's going to give us a reading of 107 degrees of hip flexion. Okay, and for the final measurement, we're going to do the left side. Okay, for hip flexion. Okay, once again, I have found my axis point or fulcrum point. Okay, and I'm going to have Jamie go ahead and flex at the hip one more time. Okay, we bring that to the mid lateral femur, and Jamie, there is about 108 degrees of hip flexion for the left side. And that will complete our CAP 2 assignment. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Jamie. And I will see you all soon. Bye.